Hello there, genderqueer chat people. Uh, Friday has not disappeared off the calendar, and I have not disappeared off the face of the earth, despite what some people probably would enjoy. Um, this week's question came in from one of our viewers. Thanks. The summary of the question was, how do you identify with the gender you were born with, and how do you not? And why does the word genderqueer work for you? So I'm going to answer this in two parts. I identify with being female in two major ways that I could figure out and clearly express. The first one was concerning emotions. Stereotypically speaking, females are a lot more emotional and empathetic. They understand other people's emotions. They can express themselves more freely. They can talk about emotions. It's partially because of my very feminine social upbringing, and partially because I consider myself a kind of intuitive person. I would be kind of bent out of shape if I couldn't express my emotions in public and talk about that kind of stuff. Like, if I were ever perceived full-time to be a man, I would definitely be one of those kind of emotional sissy men. No offense meant to people who don't like that word. There's like cat hair all over my face today. It's driving me nuts. The second way that I identify with being female is decorations. Now, there are a few socially acceptable ways for guys to decorate themselves. Very understated, dull, plain metal jewelry, tribal tattoos, in like a more conservative social setting, which is sadly where I fit in most of the time. There's not a lot of things that a guy can do and to like decorate himself, and I don't like that. So I'm a big fan of rings and bracelets and necklaces, earrings, beads, baubles, glitter, stickers. I like that kind of stuff, and so I do, even if I hate makeup and I don't like really expensive, ridiculously hard to care for, and easy to rip up clothing, I do definitely identify with a female sense of fashion when it comes to being able to decorate myself. So, yeah. Oh, yep, okay, and the other part of the first question was, how do I not identify with the gender I was born with? In my perception, men tend to be more physical, whereas women are more emotional. More likely to like go out and dig ditches and build things and fix cars and be physically active and do stuff and lift heavy objects and chop wood, and those are all things I really enjoy doing. And one of the best parts about transition and hormones for me is that hormones have really enabled me to do more of that stuff because my body builds muscle in ways that I wouldn't have had time to do as a female. Like with an estrogen dominant body, I did not have the time or the patience to control my diet and my exercise enough to really bulk up, and now I have the strength to go and do this stuff, so that's really awesome. Second question, why does the word genderqueer work for me? I like, just phonetically speaking, I like the word queer to begin with. Like, I like Q words, they're fun to say, queer, 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 queer. Unlike a lot of other words, you can say it over and over and over again and it doesn't stop sounding like a real word. Because it doesn't sound like a word in the first place. The label genderqueer, the way that I have seen it used most often and the way I perceive it when other people use it seems to imply not so much, let me just find a different way to put that. It doesn't carry the same really super serious overtones that transsexual does. Like, honestly, and you'll see this kind of teasing once in a while in the trans community, nothing is funny to a transgendered person. Like, you can't make a joke or be happy about something that you've accomplished without feeling like shit because somebody else can't or wasn't able to, or their family, you know, oh, look at me, I'm happy because my family accepts me and my insurance will pay for my transition, and somebody else comes along like, oh, I've been struggling for 45 years and nobody accepts me as a female and I'm ugly and I will never get hormones or surgery and my family disowned me, and being trans is so serious, and being queer is just seems like there's more freedom to me. Like, if I'm like, there, you know, like I show up to a convention or something, which I plan on doing someday. I swear it, I will. Oh, you know, are you transgender? No, I'm genderqueer. It's more like genderqueer feels like it's a party and everyone's invited because nobody cares what your gender is. All that. The word genderqueer is just like throwing a pie in the face of gender perceptions and standards, and I like that. I like that lighthearted feeling that that word seems to carry with it, and so it works for me because I am a lighthearted pie in the face. So, yeah.